guys, it's Jessii Vee, and it's about to get very spooky in today's video. So grab a blanket, snuggle up, and maybe keep the lights on if you know what I mean. I am so excited because today's video is sponsored by Warner Brothers to promote their new film, The Curse of La Llorona. Now, this film comes out on April 19th, and it actually has a very intriguing backstory. It's based on a Mexican legend. So in today's video, I'm going to be focusing on all of the old folk tales behind La Llorona, and then we're also going to be talking about the movie. So it's going to be so cool for you guys to see this video because after you watch this, you can go see The Curse of La Llorona and you'll know all of the history and the backstories. So get ready because I'm going to teach you some things. The Curse of La Llorona is a film produced by Emily Gladstone, Gary Doberman, and James Wan. So they worked on the movies It, Annabelle, and The Conjuring universe, and I love all of those movies, so I cannot wait to see this one. So La Llorona is actually Spanish for the weeping woman, and it stems from popular Latin American folklore, and it has a ton of cultural significance and different variations of the story. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the most popular story that most people know about La Llorona. So the weeping woman was actually once a beautiful woman named Maria. So before she was all like scary and someone that people feared, she was just a human like you and me, and her name was Maria. She married a nobleman and had 2 sons with him, and her husband was a traveler, so unfortunately she didn't see him very often. He was rarely home with his wife Maria, and because of that, his feelings for her started to sort of dwindle. So the more time he spent away from her, the less and less he loved her, which is so sad. But throughout all of this, he still really loved his sons. So whenever he came back from his travels, he would tend to spend most of his time with his sons, and he would kind of ignore Maria. He wouldn't really hang around Maria. And you know, that's really tragic to hear about because once Maria and her husband were so in love, they started this family and they were all good until he started traveling frequently. And the story doesn't stop there. It just gets worse and worse. One day, Maria actually caught her husband with another woman, and this woman was younger than Maria, she was more beautiful, and it just made her so jealous to see this happening. The anger of her feeling so unloved by her husband and the jealousy of seeing him love someone else really took over her, and she was almost blinded by it, and she went into this rage, and she knew that the only thing her husband truly loved was her sons. So she decided to take revenge on him in the worst way possible. She took her sons to the Santa Fe River and drowned them. And then days later, Maria was also found dead in the riverbank. And the story still isn't over yet. When Maria reached the gates of heaven, she was apparently denied entry because of what she did. And the only way she would be permitted into heaven is if she found the souls of her 2 sons. So until then, she's just cursed to wander the earth in search for their souls. So people know her as being dressed in this white gown. She wanders around wailing for her children. And that's where she got the term the weeping woman, because wherever she goes, she's crying, she's sobbing, she's screaming for them. And what makes this whole thing so creepy to me and many people around the world is that La Llorona takes lost and abandoned children as her own. So she steals them, she takes them, and then she goes and she drowns them in hopes of recovering their souls and taking them to heaven to hopefully be permitted into the afterlife. So a lot of people say that this story was originally created to scare children who disobey their parents and run off by themselves, just kids who disregard the wishes of their parents. This is something that they would tell their kids in hopes that they would think, hey, if I don't listen to my mom and dad, La Llorona might come and get me. Now, I actually have a picture here that I want to show you guys. It's a depiction of La Llorona carved into a tree in Mexico, so you can see how much this folk tale means to them. So you can see her screaming and weeping at the top of the tree, and as you look down, there's children kind of curled up underneath her. It's a very frightening picture. Now, the Warner Brothers movie, The Curse of La Llorona, actually doesn't focus on the history and the folk tale, but instead takes place in a 1970s Los Angeles. It focuses on a social worker and a single mother played by Linda Cardellini, who finds herself entangled entangled with the supernatural presence of La Llorona, an evil force that seeks to claim her children. Their only hope to survive La Llorona's deadly wrath may be a disillusioned priest and the mysticism that he practices to keep evil at bay.
Your children,
Rinsing.
are safe now. But have they heard her crying? Have they felt the sting of her tears? They will. And she will come for them. Who? La Llorona.
So this movie sounds absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to go see it. It comes out on April 19th. So definitely go and see it and remember everything I told you about her backstory. I'm sure that will make the movie even more interesting. And please tweet me or DM me when you do, because I would love to hear how awesome you thought it was. Beware of her chilling wail. She will stop at nothing to lure you into the gloom, because there is no peace for her anguish, there is no mercy for her soul, and there is no escape from the curse of La Llorona. So thank you, Warner Brothers, for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the movie. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!